welcome to Right Now Experts of It. Curious, and this is absolutely no news. The Paris Olympics had started. Today is the day. Today is the day, and it was festive. There's been a lot of activities all over the place, and I just wanted to do a little bit of a review on the ceremony. What do you guys think? Do you think that the ceremony? What are your thoughts on the ceremony? I have a few things that I wonder. I had some questions for myself. So appreciated everybody who stopped by. Please remember to like the live, share the live, and let's just have a community here. All comments are appreciated, all perspectives are appreciated, and all comments will be read. But yeah, we just had the opening ceremony. It went all day. Today is the day one. Naturally, no events on day one. There would be some events, but no real events. Before the Olympics started, we had football playing, various things going on already before the Olympics start. But I have some questions. They'll be running at the bottom of the screen for most of the live. It will be running down there. How do you guys rate the opening ceremony if you had watched the opening ceremony? My perspective on the opening ceremony is that it's different. It's not as flashy as some that I've seen before. It's a different age. We're in the age of social media, so you'll naturally see that the opening ceremony in the age of social media will surround social media. Wendy, welcome to the live. Appreciate the comment. Did you learn something about track and field? At least a little bit, a lot. Yeah. So, how do you rate the opening ceremony? It's a good question. There are several questions that I have here. Do you think that Jamaica had one of those special uniforms? Do you think that it was good? Do you think was it a hit or a miss? Do you think the Jamaica uniform was anything special? Yeah, how do you rate the Jamaica uniform? Very interesting question. I think the Jamaica uniform could be. It look a little bit more casual. Let's see if we're gonna compare ourselves alongside the USA, and then we have seen a few people going more traditional. This looked a little bit more casual, a little bit more laid back. It was relaxed. The Jamaica uniform, and then the Jamaicans, they went out in the street to the instead of going to the ceremony. They were out in the street and they were dancing. There are so many videos on TikTok of the Jamaican just behaving good. Some people would say it was behaving bad, but they were behaving good. They were dancing, entertaining everybody everywhere else. You know, when they say, I did learn, thank you, but I'm sad because I see so many hate speech towards Noah. You know what? Noah did a good job explaining the. Noah did a good job. All right. So today Noah was saying the fastest man alive. Again, he was still saying the fastest man alive. The title really doesn't belong to Noah. And I think Noah have all right to say that he's the fastest man alive because of the technicalities surrounding that term. Noah said the fastest man alive, and he get a little bit of a backlash for it because we all know that Kishane Thompson is faster than him for this year, and also Ominiala had been faster than him this year. Noah is the second. This is the third fastest man in 2023. 2024, naturally, not the fastest man alive. Not by a long shot. He's not the fastest man ever. A lot of the guys who he's running against, they're faster or had faster time than him. And since you touch on this point, I have several questions. But since you touch on this point, I want to get into this article here. Well, not the article, a post that Noah wrote. Hopefully he wrote it, or whoever wrote it. Maybe his PR team wrote it. Let's see if I can. If I can touch on it. Let's see. Actually, somehow it seems like I can't share it. Let me see if I can select a window. All right, maybe I can share it. So this is Noah Lyles. Noah Lyles is saying he is trying to address it. He's doing some damage control here. Noah Lyles, the Olympian, I would like to address the comments surrounding the fastest man title. The title fastest man and fastest woman are awarded annually to winners of the 100 meter at the World Championship. I won the 100 meter at the 2023 World Championship, and Shakari won the one for the women. We did not intend to disrespect or discredit past records or times set in the new season. This is simply how the title is are the title are determined, right? So Noah Lyles is getting a little bit of pressure, but it comes with the territory. I think it comes with the territory. In another male, if another male or female win the 100 meter at this year's World Championship, they will assume the title. I hope this clarifies the matter for those who had questions. So Noah is going into damage control. He hurt some feelings, and his feelings got hurt. So yeah, we learn together, Wendy. We will learn together. Journey with Kelly is saying, not our best look. Where the uniform is concerned, we have seen better. 2012 was just special. It was various years that it was good, but with the USA coming out in their suit, looking all good, and I think the USA came out with their A game, and as a result, they made us look a little bit more casual. But I'm sure that we will talk on the track. Everybody is prepared to talk on the track, as far as I am concerned. When they say kind of sad, it's just for fun, but some people are getting maybe angry, getting very mean. You know what? Too, it's just like passionate people having passionate conversation. Depends on how you look at it. You'll find it look a little bit more rowdy. It was passionate conversation. If you look at how Noah Lyles talk, he is quite a passionate person. The way how he beats people, it's passionate. He enjoy winning, but when it gets applied to him, it looks a little bit like you're bullying the bully, and then you get sympathy. In Jamaica, we would use the term like, for example, if you have a dog, you hate it, it's not your dog, but you feed him every day, and then one day he doesn't show up, you're gonna miss him. That's Noah Lyles right now. He's the big bully, and then the bigger bully come, then you just start getting a little bit pity for the bully. Yeah, a little bit. Angela Ellis, appreciate the comment. Thanks for joining the live. Blessing to Team Jamaica. Yes, the uniform looks awesome. The uniform looks casual. I think the colors, because of the colors that we have, it stands out. It's a natural seller. It sells itself. We have the red, gold, we have the black, gold, and green, and because the black, gold, and green is like what do you call it? It's like it's a brand all by itself. You look at the flag. If you just look at the flag there, it's a brand all by itself. So it sells itself very, very easily. Jordan with Kelly, no one knows how to get under Jamaican skins, but he's apologizing. I wonder if he feels like, you know what, before all this, after I lose, I can say that I was kidding. It's not my fault. They called me the fastest man, so I just answer. Jordan with Kelly. So what happens when there is no championship? I guess you just have to stick, because the world record probably would be the real measure of the world fastest man, or maybe that's just the fastest time recorded by this man. I don't know how they would measure it, but for sure Noah, he's trying to clarify. Makes a little bit of sense there, just trying to take the pressure off going into the Olympics, because on this stage, the Olympic stage, that's a big stage. Think about how many countries are there. Those are countries that are at war. Those are countries that not necessarily like each other, but they're cooperating. You really could not get a lot of countries in the same room, in the same city, on the same river at the same time, unless they're cooperating with just the sports usually unites the world, which is very interesting. All right, Journal with Killian said, please press the like button, guys, so others can see the live. Appreciate that comment, guys. Please press the like button. It's really nothing hard. There's a thumbs up button on the screen somewhere there. Just click on it. If you click on that, it helps my channel grow and push the live out to other people who might be interested. There are people who would really like to just sit past the time and probably drop a comment so that you would get some insight on something you have not paid attention on. Warren is saying very disappointed. What are you disappointed with, Warren? Is it the ceremony? Is it the way how we treat Noah Lyles, or is it the way that Noah Lyles treat us? Is it the fact that Jamaica had such a small delegation, a small set of people on the boat? Or, that's one of the questions that I had. Why is it that Jamaica had such a small amount of people representing us on that boat? At one point, I was able to see a video from Alana Reid. She's in the village, and she was saying that some of the discrepancy came from misinformation or information that was not explained properly. So the athletes who are Puma athletes and the athletes who weren't signed to any brand, they were allowed to participate in the opening ceremony. So I don't know if the athletes had a choice if they wanted to. I don't know if the athletes chose to participate or not. But from what she was saying is that those branded athletes, the ones who are not Puma, they had a more difficult time participating in the opening ceremony. But I was looking at the US delegation. It's a huge delegation. A lot of people, over 500 people, 500 athletes plus the delegation. That boat was long. That was a long boat. I was wondering if at some point that they needed to land two of those bombers, they would have just asked those guys to exit left and use that boat. Very long boat, lots and lots of people filled. LeBron James was the flag bearer. He was still holding on to the flag. And LeBron James is a Nike athlete. The suits were built by Ralph Lauren. Noah Lyles is an Adidas athlete. The shooter, the 3-point guy, what's his name? I'll get it. Steph Curry is a New Balance athlete. There are various athletes on that American boat, and they were all there. That's interesting to me. When they're saying, I mean, the uniform is nice and simple, I guess. Don't want to beat you up. Your guys, they were quite elegant. I'll be very honest with you, especially when you look at some of those athletes who are just rocking it. They were just there for the show. The uniform, the American uniform, elegant. And after this, we'll see if the uniform win the race. Wendy, don't want to beat you up. Don't want to beat you up. Let's see if that uniform will win the race. Jedwin Kelly, they said, so Jamaica still a run party shop over there. J3 now learn. It is confusing. Did the athletes have an opportunity to, did the athletes have a choice whether they wanted to join the parade or that boat show? It really did not necessarily look like an opening ceremony where the athletes were walking and waving and just being, it was on a boat. They were there. They were there. It just looked a little different. That's what I think from the overall thing. But there were some athletes who looked like they had more pride than others. I don't think the Jamaican athletes we didn't have a single big athletes from Jamaica. First of all, Shillian Fraser was not there. And if what Alana Reid is saying, if what Alana Reid said was true, then Shillian Fraser Price being a Nike athlete, it would be natural for her not to be there because Puma sponsors the Jamaica team. No, all athletes wear that Puma uniform. It doesn't matter which athlete it is. All athletes wear the Puma uniform. You'll see the Nike athlete, all of them, but it also adorns the Jamaican color. So I don't think the uniform makes any difference. But for the shoes, the athletes are branded athletes. They wear the shoes. So those athletes either would refuse to wear the Puma shoes, or I don't understand it completely. But Shillian Fraser was not there. Earlier in the morning, I made a video about, Jaden Hibbert, how ready he is. He was talking about how ready he is. Because I tried to make a video in the morning just to give a little recap and try to talk about what to come. And I saw that the athlete, the flag bearer had changed. But Shelly and Fraser Price being the captain, she would automatically be the flag bearer. But it changed. And I was wondering, why was the flag bearer changed? But then after I listened to that TikTok video from Alana Reid, she was saying that it, it comes down to the branding. Athletes who are branded athletes, they might have some kind of problems because she did not attend that she did not attend the opening ceremony. She was not on the boat. But also, I think that they only had spots for a certain amount of athletes, while some athletes were on the boat. Some athletes went out into the town and they enjoyed themselves. Interesting. All US athletes seemed to have been on the parade on that in that opening ceremony. Journey with Kelly is saying other country had so many athletes on for Jamaica, it did not look good. For Jamaica being the powerhouse, they were entertaining the entire Paris. They were just going around Paris entertaining. And I really do wonder, why is it that the amount of athletes represented? We didn't see a Sherika Jackson. We didn't see a Shelly and Fraser. We didn't see Kishane. We didn't see Civil. We didn't see a Hakeem Blake. Well, Hakeem Blake might have been there. So that's why I'm wondering, did these athletes made a choice not to attend? Because it seems like the athletes who were in attendance were the ones who did not necessarily have they weren't branded athletes. They didn't have a deal yet. So maybe these athletes were just filling in. And I wonder if the athletes overall had a choice, if they could have chosen to sit it out. The other question I was asking myself, where are the MVP athletes? Why didn't we see any MVP athletes? And why haven't we seen any at all yet up until now? If it was because of brand problems, I think if the brand affect the participation, I think it would be natural for us not to see MVP, because MVP is a Nike club pretty much. The coach is a Nike coach. But it's interesting that we haven't seen too many MVP athletes. Maybe we haven't seen any MVP athletes at all since the little videos have been popping up here and there. We really haven't seen or hear anything. We have heard about athletes who are ready. We have heard about athletes who are getting ready. Who were in the training camp. I haven't heard anything about the MVP athletes. Good thing, bad thing, don't know. I know that element of surprise is real. I'm gonna touch a few more of these comments before I even touch the comments. I was literally listening to the opening ceremony, and one of the presenters said that other camps, it was baffling to me, other camps used drones to spy on the I'm like, what? They were using drones to fly over the camps to record athletes. This is one of the most interesting Olympics. I said, this is espionage at its finest, man. That's in Paris. It's like James Bond. This guy have a little plane flying over, recording how fast this one is running, going back to the camp. I said, hey, sir, she just ran 10.5. It's gonna be dangerous, sir. And there's like, go again, check. I don't think that's right. Use this stop clock. Like, bro, they're using drones. They're using drones. Wendy, they're using drones. Was it your camp? Was it your camp that was looking at my camp? Just asking for a friend. John Calini said, please, we never had this situation before in past Olympics. It was not cohesive enough. But when you look at the team, the people walking around Paris, the athletes looked cohesive. It looked like the cohesiveness of a breakdown at the top. Might be some power struggle at the top there. When they're saying other countries had branding too, why did Jamaica athlete make a big deal? They had nothing. They just didn't want to go. That's my thoughts. I just believe that they had the option to go or not go, and they decided not to go because they left. All right. So based on what Alana Reid was saying in her video, what she explained, she said she was going to stay home, she was going to stay in bed, and then she was talking on social media, and she gave us the tea. One of the person giving us all the tea as well was Junil Brumfield. She gave us the tea as well. She was talking, she was recording everything. So it was there for us to see from her channel as well. But with Alana Reid, what she was saying is that athletes were going to the boat. Janelle was on the boat. She was showing what's going on the boat. Others were going through the town to do what they wanted to do, enjoying life, living their best life, you know, and then some stayed home. So I guess they had options, and that's what they chose. Journey with Killeen is saying no J3A choose the flag bearer. Ricketts and Curlew were named as flag bearers. That's what I thought. Okay, so was it not that Shelly was a flag bearer, or was it just that she was a captain? That's just okay. Maybe she was just the captain and not a flag bearer. Naturally, the I can't tell because LeBron. I don't know if LeBron James is the captain of America, but I think he's Captain America when you think about it. Anyways, Wendy, you're saying that they were going around Paris entertaining. Yeah, they were. Hey, I have videos. Hey, let's see if I have any of these videos of it. They were. Hey, they had dancers. I wonder if they had dancers just for dancing. Are those athletes are such good dancers that they could switch jobs? They were good. They were good. There was one with a blonde. She was blonde. She was good. I watched that video about 5 times, maybe 6. It was good. Brumfield is Adidas athletes, and she was on the boat. That's what I thought. She's Adidas. Oblique Civil is Adidas. He wasn't there, but that's where the confusion comes in. Brumfield is Adidas. So I don't know for sure if this is all because they were Puma athletes, because Brumfield is Adidas. Or if you wanted, you could have worn no branded shoes. Just get the shoes that had no brand. But some athletes, they are a brand, they are part of a brand. They will celebrate and respect the brand that they have. Sharika is Puma. Yeah, that's what I thought, but she's not there, but she's MVP. And MVP look like they're holding things on the wraps. Reggie's saying MVP is staying low key. I believe MVP is definitely low key. We haven't seen us. Okay, if we hadn't seen Kishane Thompson, it's okay. That's natural. The guy is the superstar, and they use the element of surprise. We haven't seen Sharika Jackson. We haven't seen anybody from MVP, even the coach. We haven't heard from. There was nothing that it was presented. I guess you'll have to just wait for them to talk on the track. When Jamaica was being too smart, busy spying with drones. Jamaica don't use drones. Jamaica don't use drones. If anything, Jamaica, you'd have a hole in your fence with peep-through holes. Drones, we don't go over the fence. We look through the fence. No, that's America. That's interesting. Please press the like button. Remember, guys, please press the like button. I appreciate it. I'm sure that, okay, this is the time where everybody will be enjoying. Start 16 to 17 days of competition. There's a like button. You just click on that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, you can click that as well. Hitting the post notification is even better. But what I'm saying is, this is the time when everybody would be looking to hear what's going on with track and field. Some of us will do a little bit more deeper dive, and then I talk about it. And liking the video or sharing the video, it's the least that I would ask. The least. So Shelly is Nike. That's what I thought. Shelly is Nike, but she is not being a part of the event, part of the. It's interesting, or is it? It's very interesting though. These athletes weren't a part of the opening ceremony. It's like they really do not care, and I'm sure that all right, first of all, if you were watching on TV, which since we're not there, we would either watch on TV or you'd probably just watch a feed from somebody else in social media, right? If you're watching from TV, you'd have seen that Jamaica got maybe 30 seconds at most. They did not feature Jamaica. They literally did not feature Jamaica. I remember I was watching it on TV, and nobody featured Jamaica on that boat ride because it was like a cinematic production. They had a guy running around Paris with the torch. I'm talking about the torch. I don't know if I just keep moving from point to point. Did you see that Snoop Dogg was responsible for carrying that torch? They gave Snoop Dogg the torch. And Snoop Dogg said the torch was in good hands. What do you guys think about that torch being in Snoop Dogg hand? The first thing, tell me the first thing came to mind when you heard that Snoop Dogg was carrying the torch. Honestly, all right. So let me tell you what came to my mind. I saw Snoop Dogg with the torch. I was like, Snoop Dogg is the he must have a blunt hidden somewhere, and you want to light that blunt with that torch and save that blunt to say this is a legendary blunt. This is one of the few blunts that got lit with a Olympic torch, because you know the Olympic torch supposedly is coming from Olympic days, Olympia, the games where they had I think it was gladiators fighting, and gladiators transcend to athletes becoming, the athletes. They're fighting night out and enjoying and entertaining everybody. That fire supposedly came from the Olympic days. That fire supposedly centuries old. I don't know if it's any older than any fire that we have seen, but it's a story. That's the story behind the fire, and they gave it to Snoop Dogg. Somebody said Snoop Dogg saw this and said, this is one heavy lighter. And that's the story I'm sticking with. I think Snoop Dogg just saw that as a lighter, and he just enjoyed carrying it around. Reggie saying most of the elite athletes weren't there. It seems intentional. I wonder if it's strategic as well. Is it intentional and strategic? I just don't understand why. What's the reason? Or is it do you think that Paris will forgive it? You think the world will forgive it? Because the world, they will see it, they will recognize it the same way how we are just looking, and we're seeing that the elite athletes from the Jamaica camp, they just did not show up. Why? Is it the brand? Is it the brand that affected the participation? Is it that only Puma athletes were able to show up? It's a very interesting thing. It could be intentional that these guys didn't show up, the elite ones. We didn't see Shelly, we didn't see Sherika, we didn't see the ones that would, those are the big names, the ones we are expecting to medal. Naturally, we could say we didn't see the MVP and we didn't see Nike, and we did see Adidas, because Brumfield was there, Janelle Brumfield was there, but she had her phone showing stuff, so maybe she was being the Bonds girl. She was being a Bond girl, and Bond was an international espionage. General Kellini said Nike came through for Shelly, giving her a banner. That's also interesting. Shelly having a banner at the Nike headquarters. Shelly is reaping rewards on top of rewards. Why? She have a banner at the Nike headquarters. This is no small feat from a Shelly and Fraser Price. Reason being, she's coming from a small island, small girl, big personality, big achievements, coming from a small island, and Nike is no small brand. It's a big brand. It's the LeBron James brand, and Shelly and Fraser Price getting her banner. And the banner is so interesting. It's very fitting. It's very fitting of Shelly and Fraser Price, because guess what it said? The banner said, "Been there, won that." She has been to the Olympics and she won it already. No one else can say that. There you go, Wendy. No one else can say that. Been there, won that. So Wendy saying, when I saw Snoop, I said they're making it fun. Yeah, man, they gave Snoop a big lighter for the blunt. Who could trust Snoop Dogg with fire, man? Regine said their production is epic. Creativity was obvious and they had put work into it. They transcend. They move in. They made it social media. They showed the brand. They showed that Louis Vuitton is a French brand. They touch on everything. They show the diversity. Some of it they show too much diversity in some sections, but it's France. It's their thing. I can't say too much about what they want to do with their diversity, but it was so much diversity when they said, I didn't think of a blunt Well, now you're thinking about a blunt, and you cannot unthink about a blunt when Snoop Dogg have a lighter in his hand. There is no. You think he was gonna light just the Olympic um thing there? Nah, he lit something before that. John with Kelly is saying J3 need to get to give an explanation as soon as possible. J3, I bet they're in a power struggle, especially with all the blunders, you know. J3 dropped the ball with is it Naoka or Nayoka? It's one of them. Long A or short A. Naoka Clunes. They dropped the ball there. She failed to get her debut at the Olympics, even while she qualified and should have been there. It's just that they left her name off. She didn't get a chance, right? Then Kimber Nelson. What happened there? Somehow it seems like a J3 blunder as well. J3 pretty good at making blunders, you know, very good at making blunders. We should have an Olympic for blunders. We would win there as well. Reggie saying, you think Noah Lyles were the one to give Snoop Dogg that major highlight in the athletic season? I don't know. You see? You see, I haven't really followed Snoop Dogg as much. This was too good not to touch on. So that's why I saw that Snoop Dogg was doing this one. But I really couldn't say. I really couldn't say. But for sure, whatever Snoop Dogg was smoking, Noah Lyles probably got a touch of it. And at this point, Snoop Dogg and Noah Lyles, they were in this together. So you see, I'm doing my research. It just popped up there, just like that. Anyways, when it comes down to the event, you saw that it was very rainy. It was very, very, very rainy. And I saw athletes, they were wearing the rain cloak, they were wearing raincoat, they were out there, they were keeping the event alive. My question is, do you think that we will have a few athletes getting sick? Is it smart? Is it that the athletes were smart? The Jamaican athletes were like, I know the weather. This cloud is moving south. Not going out there. Let those guys who are not going to run go out there. You know what I mean? Like, the weather, it was raining the entire time. The entire time it was raining. Do you think that the guys decided that I'm not going to risk it? I'm not going to go there and catch a cold, you know? Because who would have expected that you could have this rain the entire time? Some people are indoors already. They're not going out. They didn't even realize that when they were giving the speech, because usually for the opening ceremony, they would have the Olympic flag travel across the waters from wherever it's coming from, whichever country it was before, and they bring it over to the new country. They would have some kind of ceremony that brings the flag, and then they would hoist the flag, light the torch, and let the game begin, right? But when the flag was coming in, and they were giving the speech, the guys were in their suit, dry, and they had their I don't know what, their helpers covering them. So I think that some of the athletes from the Jamaica camp were like, huh, you think we're full? Nah, go there, so nah, catch no cold, not gonna catch a flu. You know what I mean? So that's what I think could have happened there, and I'm gonna stick with that one. The opening ceremony, it finished already. Yeah, it finished already. It started around 12:30 Central Time and ended around, maybe it was about 6 p.m. or maybe 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, which would be 4:30 p.m. Central Time. Yeah, it already ended. But I just wanted to walk through and give my thoughts on what it looked like and some of the things we saw happening in and around France, because some good stuff going on. Some good stuff going on from the Jamaican camp. Some of it we may not necessarily respect, but still it's going on. Connie Padilla, you're welcome. Where are you repping for? Padilla seems like a Latin name or a Spanish name. You're repping for France, you're repping for Spain, or Latin America. Yeah, man, it's getting there. I don't know if I should. The thing is, when I look at the video from Alana Reed, I think she's talking, but the reason why I really don't put the entire video out is because I don't think it's accurate enough. That's the truth. That's my perspective. I think that she has some information, but not all. You know. And I don't didn't. Oh, from the Philippines. All right. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. Appreciate your comments. And I'm glad I was able to assist. Wendy, be right back. Last work meeting. Okay, make that money, Wendy. Appreciate you stopping by. Yes, so the video, it was like a chit chat. I guess that video was for her friends, you know. But it's the athletes. Everybody want to know something, what's going on. So we dialed in, and it was saying a lot, maybe too much. So I didn't want to go too in depth and then kind of put too much attention. She already did though. She has a bigger platform than I do. So maybe I could have, but I didn't want to. Didn't want to. Junel was the unassigned captain. Seems like it. It seems like it. And she was the PR. She was the public relations as well. She proved that athletes who are not signed to Puma could have been there, and she was showing us what was going on in the camp. It was actually what was going on the tour. I can tell you that they enjoyed themselves. This would be lifetime memories. Some athletes are vlogging. I'm gonna take their content and take a look at it from time to time. It looks good to see what's going on behind the scenes. The MVP though, they did not allow any cameras in their camp, and I'm sure they block off the airspace. Heard that drones were flying over and over and under. They didn't allow any of that. Yeah. You guys, do anything that you were thinking of as the week was going on? Did you think of anything that was the uniform really a hit or a miss to you? Did the uniform look good enough? You think that the athletes had the they wore it. What did it look like? It's a bucket hat. It looked like a overall, like a sweater. Like what was it? I don't know. And I've seen some more where the athletes literally opened the clothes that they were wearing. I wonder if they were modeling for Puma, because the clothes were like makeshift. They could switch it from a dress to something else. It looks good. It looks good. It looked elegant enough, and I think the colors, the bright colors, it pops out. That's what I think that happens with that one there. Yep, her life was much better for us, Jamaica, than NBC. Yeah, she was giving us intel. She was giving us inside information, and you could see why the the Lies guy, Noah Lyles, would choose a Bond girl like her, not just for the beauty. She kept us entertained the entire time. It was okay. I like the knee-high skirt suit. Yeah, they had a full black dress. Maybe that's the skirt suit in mention there. A full black. They had really nice clothes. If you were, as I said, when the athletes they were going through Paris and they were wearing whatever they were wearing, they were modeling it. They were taking pictures. They were just having a good time in Paris. I guess it was girls in Paris, and you know, like, hey, they were doing some really good dancing in there. Some very good stuff, man. Some of these videos I probably have to find them and put it up, because really interesting, very very interesting to see how they were taking. It was good, very good. So for those athletes who did not show up to the event, they did not miss anything. I guess they already predicted how it would have looked. Reggie is saying, to be honest, all I see is the vibration, color screaming bold and beautiful. Yeah, that's the thing that pops out, the uniqueness. You really don't need that. You could identify that it is Jamaica from a distance. That's one thing for sure. You know it's Jamaica because it's the colors. The colors, they brand themselves. Usually the patois, if you are wherever you are, the patois, it brands you, and the way how you walk and the way how you talk and just the way how you greet each other. It's unique. I can give you a story. I remember there was a time I was working this job. I we traveled from Florida to Chicago, and we were in a elevator going up. A guy came in there talking, talking, talking. I was there with my manager and his manager, a couple of us. And the guy was saying something. And I listened, I just listened. The other guys, they were just being poised and professional and stuff. When the guy was coming out, I said, Yard man. And he just started talking to me and stuff. And they were like, what did you say to him? What did you say to him? Did you use code? I'm like, if you know, you know. you know. Sorry about the passing this one. Husk. It looks fresh. I believe it. It does look fresh. It looks fresh. It look relaxed, and I'm sure that depending on where you're going, you will stand out in this uniform. It could be a because as I said, they had dress. They had knee-high dress. It wasn't just some casual looking stuff, and it looked modern as well. This looked like, all right. For example, Kanye West was making some tear-up clothes. I mean, some of this thing of talk in a few language. Kanye West made some tear-up clothes and call it future forward clothes. This is future forward. It's lightweight and it's elegant. It's relaxed. It's kind of the world that we're in now. You know, the way how I wonder if that's a part of their strategy as well. Instead of going out there and standing in one spot, they were going through the town and enjoying themselves in a more relaxed looking uniform. You know, Journey with Kelly was saying, I actually buy one. So maybe they were trying to get the people to buy more of their merch. Interesting. That's good. That's good. That's good marketing right there. Absolutely good market. That's true. That is true. Puma doing the most. But I still don't understand about the athletes, like the big athletes not showing up. I wonder if it's just that they are not motivated, or is it that they're just focused on the track and field events opposed to being focused on just celebrating and just adding to their, and instead of just adding to their, I'm sorry, I was just getting a call right there. So I guess that part is a little bit baffling, but the mystery continues, I think, with some of these major athletes, you know. Yeah. So no Sutherland's face at the opening ceremony. I'm sure that the world will notice that because she has a banner at the Nike headquarters. If she's such a big brand athlete who is in the ESPN top 100 list for the 21st century, yeah, you'll notice that, especially with LeBron James, who is number 3 or 4 in that list, being there, holding on to the flag and shaking it, showing that, yes, I'm giving support. The fastest man in the world, there, saying the world fastest man, and then apologize. That's it. He actually said it today, right? Noah Lyles said he was the world fastest man today. And an hour ago, I showed the post. An hour ago, Noah Lyles apologized for saying it. I'm gonna bring it up again. Before I do, it's like, hi Via sound. I don't know. It's the first one that's walking, second that's talking. So, HVA sound. Welcome to live. Appreciate the comment. Right now, the Jamaican uniform looks great. I'm excited to see what they can do on the tracks because right now the American commentators and athletes are talking hell about us, bro. And I think that the athletes that they're not seeing, they can't say anything about. And when they finally say something, they're gonna retract. You know what I was wondering for those people who saw the Shannon Sharp comments that he was like, Jamaica is nowhere. Some of those stuff. I wonder what is he saying now, because I'm sure that he's thinking something that is worth saying, because whatever he said before, remember, Kishane Thompson didn't run that time as yet. They had the world fastest man, the world fastest woman. And let's face it, Sha'Carri Richardson being the fastest woman, she came out of the qualifying room. So it shows that even when you think you are the best, you are not. Because Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce and Shericka Jackson, those two were the ones to beat, and Sha'Carri came out and beat them, right? No, Sha'Carri is the one that have all the spotlight on her. history shows that she does not handle the spotlight well. That's where the problem could come in for Sha'Carri. She doesn't handle it well. She usually buckle under the pressure, and the pressure is on her. The pressure is off Jamaica. The only person who attracts some attention and on himself is Kishane Thompson, and that attention he pulled on himself, he literally push it on the most of the Jamaican team, and it's both good and bad. The only thing is that expectation would be very high. Let's say, for example, right, and I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm saying, for example, if the Jamaica team, the Jamaica men 100-meter team failed to win gold, and the US failed to win gold as well, who do you think, what do you think the conversation would be from the Jamaica camp? And what would it be from the US camp? Jamaica want the bragging rights over the US. US want the bragging rights over Jamaica. Let's say, for example, the Grass won that. What do you think their conversation would be? My guess is that they would be like, at least it's not the US. And the US would be like, at least it's not Jamaica. I know the Jamaicans could not beat me. That guy was a fluke. So the real competition is really between the US and Jamaica. So with Jamaica being hush-hush and the US being all out there, it's mind games, in my opinion. It's real mind games, because the conversation will die very quickly if neither of the two win. And just like how Marcel Jacobs, the defending champion, when he won, I think the only place that really celebrated it was Italy. Nobody else even know what happened there, you know. Reggie saying they are staying away from touching and mingling. Can't trust. And they're hiding from drones as well. Can't trust. But the Bond girl is there. Can't trust. Did you see Otto Bowden interview? I did not see that Otto Bowden interview, but I'm sure that Otto Bowden, being a sprint athlete, a realist, if he's gonna talk on the speed of from the 100 and 200 perspective, naturally he's gonna give it to Noah. And if he's realistic, he would want to give it to Kishane or Oblique, even Curly. But I didn't see it, because I guess Curly, that's one of the other thing that we can't get lost into the noise of Noah Lyles, because the real speedster in that camp is Fred Curly. And with Fred Curly not being even mentioned, it's gonna feel like a disrespect to Fred Curly. So he's probably working in the shadows to do something special. So it's gonna be crazy. Reggie, the only convo would be Noah Lyles didn't get 4 gold. What? Are you saying that he's gonna get gold in the 4x1s? And yeah, I know that he's trying to get into that 4x4. The 4x1s is a good shot. They have a very good chance of getting the gold in the 4x1s. Is he even gonna be a part of the 400-meter team? That's another one, because the US look like they used all 6 people that they could use for the 400-meter team, the 4x4. So it would be interesting to see if they would actually use him. If he get to run in the prelims, which I don't think he will, that's where he would get that gold. But I don't think he'll run in the prelim, because he'll still have to run the 200 meters, you know. So I don't know how he would get that goal. General Kelly is saying, yeah, Otto Bowden have us winning everything except the 200. So Otto Bowden is saying that we're going to win the 100. Oh, yes, USA. What am I seeing? When I look at US right there, I thought it was us. Otto Bowden, what? Otto Bowden, oh, the 200 from Sharika. That's interesting though. Is it that he's saying that Oblique Civil is going to run 4th again, because he's usually a 4th place champion, and because we know nothing about Kishane, or because they know nothing about Kishane is going to just fade away into the shadows? That's an interesting perspective there. Not sure where he got that from, but he's also an athlete. You know, he should know. And I guess he does know. John Wick Kelly said, I think they will pull him. I think they will put him on the 4x4. Well, it's one way to give him some flowers. for sure. That's one thing about the US. They usually give their athletes the best opportunity to get written into history. Usain Bolt did not win more than 3 medals at the Olympics. He has never won more than 3 medals. And I'm sure that if there was an opportunity for him to run and to gain more than 4 medals, more than three, he would have. I think he might have had an opportunity. But the Jamaica team was just not good enough. It wouldn't make any sense for him to kill himself or to push himself trying to get an additional medal in the 400. Because for those of us who already know about Usain Bolt during his high school years, we know that he came from the 400 and the 200 into the 1 and 2. He was a 400-meter runner at the champs, at boys and girls champs and Carifta. So he might have been able to get more than just 3 medals if he had tried. But the Jamaica 4x4 team was not strong enough for him to push himself to that extent. Journey with Kelly is saying he has Noah for the win in the 100 and 200. Why? Are they paying him to say that? Well, I guess with Noah running a personal best after getting that scare from Kishane Thompson, he ran a personal best and he almost ran a sub 10. He almost ran a sub 980. He ran sub 981 coming from sub 983. But again, he had been running sub 99 since maybe 4 years ago, maybe 6 years ago. He had been running that kind of time for 6 years now, and he has still yet to go beyond his best. If he was able to go if he was able to run a 979 at this point, a lot of people would have to trust to do their due diligence. To be very honest with you, it's been a while, and he had been training very, very hard. Unless he found out something that none of us know about, I wouldn't expect that he would be able to get to that 9-7 bracket there. And not just that he's very strong. He's a very strong athlete, running 100, 200, and 400. So I'm sure that he's been trained to go through that kind of pressure. But the 100 meters is the first one. So I guess they could get a lot out of him in the 100 meters. Getting the 1 and the 2, it's very interesting. The 2 is for him to lose. I don't see anybody beating him in the 2 unless it's the one of the US guys. It could be Knighton or Benerick. One of those two. Unless Leslie had been holding back as well, and then he would show up to the forefront. Now, with Brian Lavelle coming into the picture, we had been hyping him up a little bit. I saw the Jamaica Observer article, and I like the article. I think I want to believe everything that they're saying. Hopefully it's true. But in reality, though, I think Brian Lavelle will have to work a lot harder than he had ever worked before. He ran that time at the champs, the Jamaica trials, actually. He ran that time at the trials, and it was a month ago, close to a month ago. So he had some time to recover, and he had some time to put in some training. We could expect that he would just be there, hopefully get into the finals and just laying it all out there on the line and hope for the best. That's what I think. Wendy, welcome back. We had been talking absolutely good things about Noah Lyles. Nothing but good stuff. Okay. Okay. So Reggie is saying the US is still trying to justify and prove that Noah Lyles. Oh, is that the thing? It's justifying and prove that Noah Lyles 981 is faster than Thompson's 973. The only people who can justify that, it would be people from the USA. And they would literally, the only reason why they would be able to do it, they would be able to get a coalition of countries to agree with them, right? That 81 is less than 77. 81 is less than 77. They can do it. I know they are capable, but in reality, though, it doesn't matter. We saw Noah Lyles going flat out on the track. Even if there was some way to justify that, He was trying to give everything he had from the past 50 years and everything to come in that race. He was giving everything. He was flat out in that race. And to be very honest with you, just based on what we saw on the track from Kishane Thompson, he was trying to hold back. He was trying to hold back because he had instructions not to go too fast. And because of his fastness, he became a target. They tested him, and they tested him. And now they have to be hiding. We haven't seen anything from MVP because of Kishane Thompson. He ran too fast. No one else is running it with all his might to make sure everybody see him. And Kishane Thompson is hiding because he ran too fast. They have been testing him for everything in his blood. Still can't find anything. And they're trying to justify 81 being less than 77. Good luck with that one. When I still hope Noel has win, I feel like the whole Jamaica is bullying him. Not all of Jamaica. He had a Bond girl. You don't know who his girlfriend is? Do you think she bully him? She's not bullying him. She's giving him nothing but love. My prediction, Kishane Civil Noah. 975 Kishane, 978 Civil. No. And 977 Noah. So you're saying that Kishane will win, Civil will get the third place, and Noah will get the second place, because you're just not in any specific order. All right. The problem with this is based on who we're seeing performing. Kishane ran a very good time and he could go faster. Hopefully everything come together and the race is a good race. Execute exactly how he's supposed to, and based on his personality and his, based on what he's saying, based on what Kishane Thompson is saying in a post that he because he has an Instagram, he posts ever so often, and what he's saying in his Instagram post is that he's way faster than what we saw, and he's very confident, right? If we're going from what he said in that post, we're expecting that he's gonna go flat, he's gonna lay it out all on the line, and if he execute a good race, that race could be another 9-7, right? It could be lower than the 9-7 that we had seen. Now, Oblique Civil did not run a full race because he got an injury. He had an injury in that race. Based on what they were saying, it could be that it's smokes and mirrors, right? They could be saying that just so that everybody else would be looking the other direction, because Oblique Civil get anything but first, second, or third, they would be able to say, you know what? This guy was injured. The only reason why he didn't win this one is because he was injured. So with Oblique Civil, he did not run a full race to the point where we can say that, yes, he is flatting out there. Because when he ran with Noel Lyles, the last race he ran past Noel Lyles. He didn't really run through the entire thing, and he had a 9.82 in that race. Noel Lyles ran through the line full force. Yes, it was in a headwind, but it was full throttle to the line, no slowing down. He was going all out, and the result was 9.81. We saw Oblique Civil pulling back 9.82, and we saw Kishane Thompson pulling back significantly, and we saw 9.77. And that's part of the reason why I don't believe that Noah would get into 9.77. I don't think Kishane is only that much faster than Noah Lyles, to be very honest with you. But we also know that Fred Curley had run 9.76, I think it is. 9.76, Fred Curley. A faster time than what Kishane have here. So if we should be concerned about the US athlete, it should be Fred Curley. And if Omenyala could come good, I don't know if he could run 3 rounds, or maybe the rounds would be what helped Noah. Maybe the rounds would help Noah. I'm not sure. But yeah, But I run through a few of these comments very quickly. When they say, I mean, Janelle is still with him, he must be doing something right, or she's doing something right. There's something right going on in that dynamic. Journey with Kelly saying, well, America think they are the world. Nothing outside of their bubble matters. And that's a very good point. I actually shared the was it this Sports Illustrated list, their prediction. I shared it sometime in the week. It was one of the best. I think it was so spot on. Nothing else matters any more than what we see in the US. Nothing matters more because when Sports Illustrated predicts something, that's exactly how it goes. And Otto Bowden reconfirms this. Sports Illustrated Paris 2024 medal projection. And I guess this is just for the sprints, just for the for track and field events, or maybe the track events. Noah Lyles for the 100, Shakari for the 100. So Wendy, there you go. It's confirmed. Noah Lyles will win the 100 for sure. Shakari for the 100. I don't think we can dispute this one. We have to just wait and see. But if anybody should guess who will win the 100 from what we have seen over the past couple of years, it would be Shakari. The only problem is that if she's lined up against Shelly-Ann Fraser in the finals, she may not win. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce could end up winning the race if she's lined up in the finals. Remember that very first Olympics finals that Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce ran in? She lined up in that one, and we were like, hopefully she win. Hopefully we get something. Not even counting her in, and she won that one. So by such a landslide. So Noah Lyles for the 200, we agree. Gabby Thomas for the 200. So Sherika Jackson is no longer in the mix because I guess she's not gonna be a part of that event. Quincy Hall for the 400. He's the only one running. Grant Holloway for the 110 hurdler. I don't think they're being biased with that one for sure. Reggie's saying it's not bullying. The problem is Noah Lyles. No, hey, why did I not think about it that way? Noah Lyles. No, it did. Wendy, there you go. That's another one for you. When you think about the problem with Noah, he lies. Bro, a lot of people on social media, even Americans, are saying Noah is now the fastest man in history. I guess they never heard of Usain Bolt. Noah said it today at the opening ceremony. Noah actually confirmed the fastest man theory in a post that he did today. No, he actually had a video. I actually saw the video on I think it's TikTok. Noah Lyles, the fastest man in the world. He definitely said it. And they're doing the tour and all of that. Yes, he confirmed it. So for those of us who thought that Noah Lyles is not the fastest, you're very wrong. He confirmed being the fastest in the world. And an hour later, he apologized for it. I read this earlier. Noah Lyles, Olympian, he said, I would like to address the comments surrounding the fastest man title. The title fastest man and fastest woman are awarded annually to the winner of the 100 meters at the World Championships. I won the 100 meter at the 2023 World Championship, and Shakari won the women's. We do not intend to disrespect or discredit past records or times set in the new season. This is simply how the title is determined. But he apologized. So I guess we can accept the apology there. So you're saying Kishane Civil and then Noah. But Noah time, based on what you had there, was a little higher than Civil. But I saw the post from Usain Bolt as well. And he was saying that he's not saying like he would prefer if Civil win. He's saying if Civil is healthy, then Civil will win. If Civil is healthy, he will win because he trusts the coach. And if Civil is healthy and he's doing what the coach says, then he will win. So that's good news for us because we are consuming those amazing um that's entertainment, and we're consuming and we're accepting the pride of the country. Those two guys, they'll be battling it out. Hopefully, one of them win. But we, if one win, we win. If Civil win, I win. And if Kishane win, I win also. The only person I lose if he win would be Noah. So I'm rooting for Kishane and oblique Civil. Very, very much so. Journey with Killing says Civil need to come through. This is third championship. Jamaica like winners. You know, one thing Civil is kind of giving off Talu kind of energy. And I don't think Civil was born in the wrong time. I just think he's not winning. Talu, she had just, the competition was just too strong. Talu is very, very quick, but she just don't find out. Hey, you know what? This Olympics, it will provide a lot of clarity to people, because there are athletes who are lurking, they're waiting for these big names to make a mistake. The only problem with Noah Lyles, if he had been under the radar a little bit more, he might have snuck up on somebody. But no, he's gonna have to prove himself over and over, but he's gonna have to do it again. And with Kishane in hiding, I literally don't know where the guy is. I don't know where he is. Wendy, I just hope no one from any country is doping. I promise you, I really hope so as well. The last time, you see, when Jamaica decided to level up and became better, it's because they were running against a specific country that had been doping for a very long time. They were forced to get faster. As a result, yam and dumpling became their fuel, not jet fuel, yam and dumpling. Okay? Wendy, where do you find these shades? You should be wearing, you're not supposed to be wearing shades at night, Wendy. Shades are for the daytime, in the sun. Reggie saying America want world power in all areas. Jamaica is one of their deterrents, and they don't like it. A little tiny Jamaica being the sprint powerhouse of the world, no question about it. The two titles that they hold on to in the 100 and 200 meter for women, they are suspect of doping. They are suspicious, very, very suspicious. So I do understand what's going on there, why they would hold on to those titles, because they haven't been able to get any new titles in the era of testing. Roger Hines is saying, I like Shelly for the win in the finals. She will get it. She is prepared to go out with gold. I do believe that Shelly she's going to dig so deep. If I would say anybody, we could predict anything right now. But if she goes to the finals, Shelly will medal. I am not gonna put it beyond Shelly to medal. It's gonna be everybody else to do whatever they want to do. But in the finals of a championship, Shelly will medal. In 2016, Shelly had an injury in the finals. She didn't expect to do well, and she medaled in that Olympics finals with the injury. And she came out and she was able to give her story. So if Shelly is in the finals, medal it is. Tough V, Sky Watcher. Best of luck, Jaden and everyone. Absolutely. Jaden, I actually saw a second article about Jaden today. I saw the first one where he said he was good. And then I saw a second one where he actually said he was not concerned. He was actually very good. And I did look through a list of articles where they were expecting world records to get destroyed. And two such records are the 200 meter women. They are expecting that Sherika Jackson could destroy that record, right? And then they would have lost even another record. That would be so bad for them, right? Wendy would not be good. But Jaden, they also have Jaden as a person who could break that record as well. Definitely, they could. They have Jaden as a person who could break the record in the triple jump. Jaden have the third best time for 2024, and he wasn't even participating, or he didn't do any. He wasn't in participating in events since maybe June, because the Jamaica trials, it was in June, towards the end of June there, and he he did not participate in the trials. He was already qualified for the Olympics, but naturally you'd still have to participate. He had a medical exemption, so that's how he was able to get to the into the Olympics without participating. We were talking about the flag bearers, right? I was wondering, how is it that Shelley and Fraser Price being the captain and not the flag bearer? Hmm. Am I having problems with my Wi-Fi here? What's going on? Anyways, yeah, I was saying how Shelley and Fraser Price is the captain and not the flag bearer. I just went on to the Observer, just briefly. I wanted to see something here, and this is the flag bearers. These are the two flag bearers here. Curlew, I don't know who he is, but Curlew and Ricketts. Shanika Ricketts, honored to be selected Jamaica's flag bearer at Paris. Josh Curlew. So those are the flag bearers that Jamaica used. They really didn't do any flag bearing because we really didn't see much from them. In all honesty, there. So I'm going to read a few more of these comments here. Journey with Kelly, all I know for a long time coming, we have 2 shots at gold medal in 100 male. So the 2 athletes, that's also another perspective that we could take this from. We have 2 athletes who could medal and they could actually get gold. If they put together the right race, we could get a gold medal from either Oblique Civil or Kishane Thompson, and that is good for us. It's been a very long time since we had that kind of prospect, right? It's been a long time since we had that kind of prospect, and that's one of the takeaways that we could use. We should be excited to have these kind of odds. Reggie saying you guys are treating Akeem Blake like Johan Blake. No love. Hey, you are very right. I wonder if there's a problem with the Blake name. And I hope that he will be very vengeful. But you know what? He's saying that. All right. So there's this athlete. I wish I knew his name because he's not as popular as a lot of the other athletes. And that's what happened. Jamaica love winners. We know the winners. We know the big names, but we don't always know the smaller names. He's vlogging right now. He's vlogging over there in Paris, and he was asking Johan Akeem Blake about his odds of winning, and he said that he was gonna try his best. He was gonna try his best to bring home that 3rd place. He was gonna try his best to give us a sweep. So he's going out there hoping to do his best, and he's expecting to give a sweep. So in his mind, he's expecting that we already have 1 and 2. He's expecting that we have the gold and the silver medal already. And he's going to go out there trying to win, to give us 3rd place. But he also should think about giving us a win, because if he's going to try to run 3rd, it's going to be tricky. If our guys are running 2nd or 3rd and he's trying to run behind them, he's going to get a 4th place. So he should try to get that win. Wendy, I don't understand what's going on, Wendy. You laughing at us? Huh? So Courtney Montague, welcome to live. Appreciate the comment. Noah is like Gatlin during both days, always a running mouth and the whooping, and get a whipping in the finals. It's just humanly, you have to do what is humanly possible, and what's humanly possible for Kishane may not be humanly possible for Noah at the moment. But what we start, hey, you know what? Let's put this into perspective. I think Usain Bolt gave Gatlin a lot of credit for the competition that he did. And a lot of people, Usain Bolt helped to remove the doping thing from their mind as well. Gatlin never gave up. He came from a camp where they would do anything to win. He never gave up. Even after 3 doping scandal with Gatlin, he never gave up. That's true, true perseverance. And in the end, he got there. Yeah. Clipped. Welcome to live. Appreciate the comment. Akeem need to try out a new camp and see if it make a difference. It wouldn't be such a bad idea because I always look at life in like this. There are a lot of people who speak on Christianity, right? And they're like, you know what? I'm a Christian and I this and that, which it's good. But some people, they started out as Christian and then they go out and they become a person who says, you know what? I'm a little bit more spiritual. I believe in a higher power, but what I see in the church, I don't really like it. I look at some scenario, some environment as a starter environment. Just like if you're gonna plant a tree, you usually would put it in a little pot first, and you plant the tree and you watch it flourish and you nourish it. But at some point, when this tree becomes a bigger tree with a bigger trunk, you put it out there in the earth. And I think that there's soil somewhere else in the earth that he need to be planted. I think he was nourished to the point where he can be nourished. And I'm sticking with that. That's what I believe. Johnny Kelly saying, Clip, you need somebody. And Muslim too, Lily. You can know Johnny Kelly in a Jamaican. Lily. Well, maybe if he get a little bigger, he would be a little faster, but I hope he doesn't get too bulky. Again, we saw when the other Blake became bulky, he was very fast. So maybe he will have to become bulky. Who knows? Not necessarily he has a similar body to Oblique. But did you realize with the photos that we saw, I don't know if it's because he was flexing without shirt or anything, he looked a little bit more bulky in the newer photos. Oblique Civil looked a little bit more bulky. I think he got bigger over time. At Clip, true. Maybe then he needs to do more 200 meters. Do you have it at the UST? Like the US team, all qualifiers are 200-meter runners. You know what? That's a good perspective, Journey with Kelly. All the US athletes, they're 200-meter runners. I was asking this question in a video I did on my channel where I was asking, hey, why do we only have 2 athletes representing in the 200 meters? And a comment from one of the supporters said that Jamaican athletes, they are not interested in running the 200 meters. They don't want to run the 200. They want to run the 100. I think one of the problems with Jamaica, being as flashy and the trendsetter that we are, we want to be at the top. We want to be the best. But we all know that the 100 meter is the top and it is the best for sure. The 100 meters, no denying it. It is the best. It's a marquee event. The only thing that might be more exciting than the 100 meters is the relays. The 100-meter relay, the 4x1 relay, the 4x4 relay, those relays, because they are closing out the event, and you put a lot of very quick guys together to just go gun blazing. And at the end of it, all of them celebrating together. It's like the entire country just celebrating with them. That just might be the only thing more exciting than the 100 meters. But the problem is that if you want to maintain the dominance in the 100, they might have to start doing the 200. Even if they're not going to do it in competition, it would be in their best interest to become 200-meter generals. The same way how Noah Lyles is a 200-meter general, and the same way how Sherika Jackson from the 400 to the 200 and now the 100. I think it really would help with their endurance, the top end speed, and it just overall help with their game. I just believe that's where the athletes should be heading at this point. They should not just want to win in the 100, because at some point they'll be training to get out of the blocks properly, get in the drive phase, get a good 60, get a good, because there's a 60-meter event as well. So the events are getting shorter and shorter and shorter, and the athletes are trying to be a part of the shortest event. So it could be where these athletes are interested in the 100 and those 60. But if you look at the Noah Lyles, and this is an indication that he could become so dominant, because he's trying to be consistent for the long run. He started out with the 100. He started out with the 200. He came down to the 100, and he spent the entire season running the 60 meters. And he won. He got what? He got edged out in the 60-meter by Coleman. He got edged out in the 60-meter. 200-meter athlete getting to the point where he's winning in 60 meters as frequently as he had done, right? It shows that he's trying to get there over the long run. He's not doing this just because, all right, I'm going to be a champion in 2023 and 2024. I think he's trying to get there for the next two Olympics. And based on how he's going and how he's progressing, he could get there because he's doing everything. He's trying to get the good 60. He already have the top end speed, already have the endurance. He has the mouth for it. Keep talking about it. Keep getting in people's head. This guy is a complete athlete. The only problem is that there are other talented athletes just popping up and giving him problem. And these athletes, they're gonna be like activation points that he just need to get over. And when he gets over this, he would have already experienced this kind of competition, and the rest will be history. Wendy's saying, what date is the race again? I think the athletics start the August 2nd. I think August 1st for the ladies, 2nd for the men. Or it could be first for the... I know it's around August 2nd for sure. It is the 2nd. And the finals maybe around the 6th. I'd have to confirm. I'll confirm that, let you know. But it's around there. When they're saying it will be the most intense 10 seconds. For real. It will be for sure. But honestly though, Wendy, do you not believe that the Jamaicans are just... Without the Jamaicans, the US athletes would look they would look worse than how they look right now. They are running against the best. The personality that Jamaicans have is already bigger than the US. The moment you are able to match up with personality and everything else, you just automatically become a part of an elite club. So just matching up with the Jamaicans, the way how we are, again, the guy get the closest thing that he could to being a Jamaican. He got a Jamaican girlfriend. The closest thing that he could be, honestly, Sonia Richard Ross. She jumped ship and she became American. She brought glory to America. She in a that relay. That was a good relay. The 4x4 in 2015, when she lost that one, started out. It was like the best quartet that the US ever assembled, and she lost. Poetic justice for leaving Jamaica for the US. She got beaten by Jamaica in the worst way. The best race, best 4x4 ever. Let's go back to what I was saying now. If Noah could switch allegiance to any country, Wendy, I'm gonna ask you this one. This one is for you. It's a pop quiz. This one is a difficult question, extremely, but I know you got this. All right, Noah Lyles. Given the opportunity, you have to choose. He must switch allegiance to a country. Which country is he choosing? Drop a comment down below. Let me see let me know what you think. And that's for you, Wendy. Reggie saying, bro, look at Noah's stride. Major improvement. They are always shorter and more choppy. It's slowly moving away from those long strides. That's needed in the 200. I believe it, and I don't see Noah Lyles doing a lot of 200s. He's doing the 100, so you already know that he's gonna have the speed, and the 200 is very comfortable. Hey, this guy is not. And I saw him in training, showing what he's doing for quicker strides. He's doing the routine that he was doing. It looks simple, but it seems very, very effective. Very effective. Very effective. Oh, good. Okay, there you go. You would have to switch to Jamaica. Is Wendy not here? Wendy, are you not here? Yes, yeah, but we have to give the credit where it's due. The guys, the thing is, where would Jamaica be without America? That's a good question as well, right? Because Jamaica have a competition. Well, we compete among ourselves. Jamaica become what they are and became what they are because of the boys and girl champs at their own detriment, to be very honest with you as well. Because if you look at the Jamaican athletes, right, a lot of them, a lot of them, the Jamaican athletes, they 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 get maxed out during the boys and girl champs. They literally get maxed out, and if they are not injured, then good for them. But if they get injured, it may be the end of their entire career. Yeah, they should get paid the same way how big athlete get paid during those championship years because they're entertaining. If you look at the TV stations charged for the entertainment that they get, that we get from the boys and girl champs, they should be paid for it. They should be paid for it. The stadium is like a Diamond League, probably even more rowdy than a Diamond League. And the online community is paying for it. You can't watch any of those videos. You can't. I can literally take videos from a Diamond League, chop it up the right way, and use it with the boys and girls champs. You chop it up and use it at your own risk. Yeah, those champs athletes, they get destroyed very, very easily. Wendy, welcome back. I'm telling you, when I visit it, when I is it Jamaica, when it's Jamaica. Not sure if I get what you're saying, but I said we're doing this poll, trying to figure out if Noah lies and the answer. So we have 5 answers here. The answer, I'm gonna make it very, very challenging. Noah Lyles must switch allegiance from one country to another. He's switching from the US and he must switch from the US to another country. Which country would he switch to? A, Jamaica, B, Jamaica, C, Jamaica, and D, all of the above. Drop your answer down below. Let me know, Wendy. Where do you think he would be switching to? I'm telling you, I can't. You don't know. He's not switching. That would be the best answer. He's not gonna switch. He's gonna stay faithful. He's gonna stay faithful. When I visit Jamaica, God's willing, I better not. No, you can say no name. You could say no name. People would know that you actually believe. You read the Bible and you believed in the flood. Jamaica have the most churches in the history of the world. A small country, but churches for days. Puerto Rico, where's that? that's not an English speaking country. What is he gonna do? Swim? He's gonna have fish for friends. He would not go to Puerto Rico. Jamaica plus Junil will drag him there. There you go. There you go. But I do believe that Noah Lyles is a very good athlete. Change is progressing very, very quickly. The only thing that happened that threw him off is the emergence of Kishane and how he emerged. He had been hearing about Kishane for a very long time. He had been hearing about Kishane for a very, very long time. But the emergence, that was the... Hey, do you remember when they asked him in the interview, do you want to know what's going on in Jamaica? And you saw it in his eyes like, please don't tell me anything bad. I want to see something. I want to hear something. And then he heard that he jogged to 982. And he's like, oh, saw that glop. Hope he stays healthy. And then he went on the podcast and he said, I hope he doesn't get healthy. So he was very much, I don't know what he was doing. All I know that I saw somebody in the interview and Junel was sitting next to a very dark guy. I can just imagine that's how he felt when they told him that Jamaica ran that time. Best titles ever. Father Hype and Mama Hype. For sure, man. Would this be thing about the hype you're talking about? Noah is obviously a hype. And is it Shakari and Mama Hype? Because Jamaica Jamaica no one Noah. Jamaica have its own Noah. It's in Genesis. Any other Noah not accepted in Jamaica. Nope. Remember, guys, please like the live before you leave. That is true. Please remember to like the live before you leave. If you believe that we had a good enough live, please like the live. And if you don't believe that's a good enough live, tell somebody else to go over there and review and let them know. If you like it, somebody else will see it. They could come and say, yeah, you're right. Like the live. Like the live. Remember to like the live. Yes, man. Clip. You don't believe say the only Noah that accepted in Jamaica. The one in Genesis where the flood. Where them talk about the flood. Every other Noah is a bogus Noah. Yep. When they say why can't Jamaica support their own and subscribe to the channel? There you go. Wendy is not Jamaican, and I'm sure she subscribed. She subscribed. So you're saying I'm not supporting my own channel? Wendy, I'm not supporting my own channel? Are you trying to shade the crowd? Are you trying to shade everybody else? Reggie, Noah think that the ark will never sink. The ark will sink. If he doesn't get off, he'll sink with it. I just believe that with the emergence of Kishane Thompson, his plans got derailed a little bit because this Olympics was supposed to be the beginning of history. He said that he wanted to be the best in the history of the world, right? And there is something for him to chase. Usain Bolt had nothing to chase except that there were opportunity to create a legacy, being the first athlete to three-peat, winning gold at all three Olympics, and then step away and leave it for somebody else to try it. I think that Elaine Thompson had the opportunity to do something similar. She wouldn't have done the exact same as Usain Bolt because I don't think they had the relay in all of the Olympics, but she would have been able to triple double. She should have had the opportunity to try. But with Usain, I don't think that he expect anybody to break his record. Noah wants to get more because if he get 4 gold, if Noah was able or is able to get 4 gold medal at any single Olympics, then he would be able to get that bragging right over Usain Bolt because Usain Bolt already have 3 gold medal at the event, right? When they're saying I subscribe but I don't see the crowd subscribing, guys, please just please touch the like button and subscribe. Would appreciate it. You know, it really would be. It's just the only way that you could contribute to the channel without having to spend your money, you know, like going in your pocket and spending. If you subscribe to the channel, YouTube reward us when you subscribe. They actually would push us out to others. That's the only way. Maybe somebody subscribed and this got pushed out to you. I know it's a season for it where everybody is watching the Olympics. They are looking for new information in the Olympic, and that's why Usain might have that's why YouTube might have pushed this out. So if you subscribe, it pushed out to somebody else as well. Yeah, you know, you don't think his heart sunk when he saw that time? Just imagine Junelle telling him all of these things about Kishane. You can imagine she's telling him that I'm coming from the MVP camp. I know this guy. Yeah. He's faster than you. He's stronger than you. I wonder how she tell him because he's like, I've been getting the tea. I wonder how she broke the news to him. Bolt retired too early. I think Bolt was the strategic because if he started getting beat, then people would have said that, hey, the same thing that they're saying about Blake, they would have said about Usain Bolt, and the same thing that they said about Asafa, they would have said it about Usain Bolt. The same thing that they said about Veronica Campbell. It's the same thing. So I think in order to protect his legacy, he retired, and then the world would have never known if he would have been beaten. It's the best strategy, I think. The same way like Floyd Mayweather. He got to that 50 without loss, he retired, and the world would never know if he would have gotten beaten. That's the way how you keep a legacy intact. But no, because he have such a legacy and such a legend, he's able to gain from that. So I think it's also a strategy to gain money. It's a big strategy. I think it worked actually. Clip is saying, I really wish Kishen didn't go so fast. I wanted them to find out about him at the Olympics instead of trials. Exactly my point. That time that he ran, it took all the mystery out of it. Now, him going into hiding and staying away, it's rebuilding the mystery. But unless he's able to put together a very good time, he won't be able to surprise anybody. The surprise is no longer there. The only surprise now is if he gets beaten. And I really wish he had gotten a second place finish, but that would have put the pressure on Oblique Seville. Because Oblique Seville getting the pressure on him being the first. Because right now I don't think there's any pressure on Oblique Seville because Kishen took it off of him. But the only good thing that comes from it or came from it, or the best thing that came from it, is that the world is more interested in the Olympics. Jamaica is more interested than they have ever been. There are so many people who have invested some good energy into the Olympics because of that time from Kishen. And then we saw the good time from Nikisha Price. So the world is more invested because of those good times. And you see, we're not talking about Sherika Jackson as much, Akeem Blake as much. Last year, Akeem Blake was our second most talked about athlete behind Oblique Seville. We're not talking about him as much because the pressure is off now. And these athletes, I don't know if they like to hear their names, but I'm sure that seeing all the negative comments on social media would have done something to them, something that they don't necessarily like. I think Noah is greedy. He wants to be in everything. I think he's trying, and I don't think it's just Noah, it's US. US want to be better than Usain Bolt, something where they have an athlete that got 4 medals and they're putting that pressure on Noah Lyles. If Noah loses the gold medal in any of those 3 events, he's not going to be a part of that 4x4. I can't imagine them giving him a shot at getting a medal in the 4x4 because he's not going to get 4 gold anymore. The only way for him to do better than Usain Bolt is to get 4 gold medals in 1 Olympic. And they will be able to say, you know what? He's better than Usain Bolt because he had 4 gold medals in 1 Olympic. Usain Bolt only was able to get 3. Like how Michael Phelps was able to get 100 gold medals in 1 Olympic. I'm just exaggerating there. Michael Phelps was a swimmer. He could do 50 meter, 200 meter back. He swim back way, swim front way. He swim as a relay. He was able to get various medals in an Olympic. And as a result, he's the greatest athlete of the 21st century. And Usain Bolt, number 9. What's your prediction for 100 meter male and female? All right, my prediction for 100 meter female, as I said, let's say 100 meter female, it's very, very, very challenging. But if I'm being realistic, off the bat, I'm gonna go with Sha'Carri for the gold. Off the bat, just like, you know what, being realistic, seeing what we have seen, where we are, I'm going with Sha'Carri for the gold. I'm gonna go with Sherika for the silver, and I'm gonna go with Shelly for the bronze. Now, the bronze is a very tricky situation. So I'm going to say 2 of the medals already sure based on who is in the race. Sha'Carri and Shelly. I want to say those are sure, given that they are both healthy, right? But the problem with the third place is this. You still have Julian Alfred, who is very fast and is getting better by the moment. She's a 200-meter runner and she's running the 100 very, very fast. I think her best time for this year is 10:85, and she is just getting better, more determined, and they are looking to max out in the Olympics. So Julian Alfred is a third place possibility. So she's a podium possibility. And so Julian Alfred have a better shot than most. I'm going to Shelly because Shelly is just a championship runner, right? And Talu, knowing how Talu is, she normally do some very good times. She could be a dark horse in this one. So I'm gonna go with just my original three would be first for the US, second and third for Jamaica, Shakari for the win, Sherika for the second place, and Shelly for the third. But what I'm wishing for is Shelly to execute the best possible race and win the race. Tia Clayton to come out and surprise everybody and get second place, and Sherika to get third place. That's what I would like to see. I don't know why. For the men, all right, based on what we saw from Kishane Thompson, I want to say Kishane is going to win. And based on what the facts that Kishane ran his best race against Oblique Civil, slowing down, and Oblique Civil had an injury. Now that they're saying Oblique is fully ready, I'm going to say Kishane for the win, Oblique for the second place. Right? And then I'm going to go with Fred Curley for the third place because Fred Curley is a faster runner than Noah Lyles. The only problem with that prediction there is that Noah is producing, Fred Curley is not. But with all of the out of the spotlight and getting prepared for the medals, Fred Curley could be in the conversation because he's just that fast. You know, he can run the rounds, and we have seen him produce times. The other problem again with this is that Noah Lyles is known to run the rounds. He gets faster as he go on through the rounds. We have seen that the same is true for Kishane, so I would still give Kishane the win. Oblique Civil is just because he's looking so fast why I want to give him the second place. But he didn't necessarily produce on the big stage, but I'm still gonna give him the second place. So ultimately I'm saying 1-2 Jamaica, 3 USA. In that one, Kishane for the win, Oblique for the second place, and Curly for the third. If not Curly, then Noah. I'm not seeing Blake in that one. Journey with Kellini said, love on a high, leave on a high. Yeah, if you leave on a high, then nobody would have known if you would be beaten, because he did lose that last World Championship to a very determined Justin Gatlin. Greedy is going to choke Noah and Shakari. This right here is what you like, as Clip said, Muma and Pupa hype. Wendy saying it could be that Noah is talking just to bring more publicity to track and field. Remember when he ran at the Racers Grand Prix? Naturally, Usain Bolt was there. That's his track club. He would have been there supporting it. Noah Lyles ran, and Noah Lyles said, and he came second. Oblique won that one quite comfortably. I don't think he wanted to lose a track meet that was designed and literally marketed around him. But when he was talking to Noah Lyles, Usain was saying, keep it up. We need the personality in the sport. So Noah Lyles just maybe taking on that persona. And again, we also should remember that the villain always win when it's all said and done. The villain, they get what they need, and they get to go and sit down, take a break and chill. They win the medal. They won't get the love, they won't get the attention, but they get the money. So Noah is being the villain, and whoever is the hero get the attention and the pressure. Elaine was a villain in my eyes. She won. Nobody cared. Noah win. He will get some attention, but nobody will care. Jamaica still wouldn't care. They won't appreciate and accept him. He's not winning. He's not the fastest in the world, and the US call him the fastest. So I'm sure that he's winning somewhere, right, Wendy? Wendy, don't be surprised if Shakari wing get clip off too. Do not be surprised. Have you not watched Shelly and Fraser run? That girl look. Did you not see that race where Shelly and Fraser, where Jamaica sweep? The last time they swept, they swept. Her head was like this the entire time. She pushed out and she did not look back. Shelly get into the finals, and I have to put money on it. The same way if I had to switch country, I would bet on Shelly. Shakari could be in the best shape of her life, and on jet fuel, I would still bet on Shelly. Reggie saying, I think that Frano plans. I think that was Frano plan, but that boy couldn't slow down. Look, you're right. You're so right. You remember the guy go around there, go back to him coach and says, you see it? You see some take my foot over the gas, like where you take my foot over the gas. I'm still could do something, I'm still go fast. You see it? And then go back to talk to the media. I have to go to the coach, go apologize. Sir, I didn't mean to run so fast. It's not what I intended. Sorry. Yeah. Shakari wing will never be clipped, baby. Wendy, I told you. That's not a shade. I don't think it's a shade. I think you are very serious in that one. Yeah, I think you are seriously joking. Or was it a serious joke? Because in Jamaica, we have a difference. You are seriously joking. Or is it a serious joke? You can't tell the difference between the two, Wendy? Clipped. They definitely thought that 100-meter goal was set in stone before Kishane popped out. Kishane it was not a part of our plan to see somebody like Kishane slowing down, running 9.7, slowing down, running 9.91 against Leslie Tobigo and Simbini, Akani Simbini, slowing down. That's headache. I tell you, before, I can imagine. Remember when hey, some of the time I look at some clips, man, and I wonder what's going on here. Like, honestly, I wonder about those clips, because why am I enjoying those clips so much? I wonder. You remember when Oblique Civil ran past Noah and look over at him, and Noah said, yeah, I'm not gonna take that. I'll see you in Paris. When did you know about that one? Because it did happen. It did happen, Wendy. I'm gonna try to find something like that because I know it exists somewhere. I know it exists somewhere. This video here, when he ran the world leading at that time, and he looked over at him, Sharika was like, wow, what happened there, really? And I was like, yeah, I remember this. See you in Paris. How do you feel about that, Wendy? This one, well, this was a disrespect. This one was a big time disrespect. I didn't think it was proper of her to do something like this. I didn't think that was proper of Shakari to do something like that. Not gonna show anymore. That was rude of Shakari. But I'll see you in Paris. Journal Killing said, but if you lose all three, maybe they will let him so he can go home with a gold. They can't allow him to. I don't think I would think if he lose all three, they will disown him. They would say it's because of his Jamaican bond girl. Alfred is a factor too. Yeah, Julian Alfred is a big deal, man. Julian Alfred is a big deal, and she has no respect for the athletes who are leading her. Remember, she was beating everybody in the collegiate circuit. Was it 10-7-8? Is that Julian Alfred or is that Shakari? Talu run PB. Run PB in heats and semis, but finals a fourth. Yeah, she's a fourth place queen. I wonder if she and Noah Oblique Civil had a baby. What would they call him? They would call him Oblique the fourth. Hey, Oblique is gonna win. He's gonna get a victory this time around. He's gonna get a victory. He's gonna take that off his name. When the Jamaica is not playing fair, if they don't accept Noah, if he wins, we we accepted you saying. Jamaica did not accept you saying that automatically. I'll let you in on a little secret about Jamaica, because we had this conversation before. Jamaica have one champion at a time. They accept one champion. Since Shelley and Fraser became champion, nobody else became champion. Even though Elaine Thompson beat her twice in the Olympics and is the reigning Olympic defending champion, Shelley and Fraser is still the Jamaican champion. Nobody can replace Shelley and Fraser as champion. So the only reason why Usain became champion in Jamaica is because he beat Asafa into submission. Noah have to beat Jamaica into submission. Winning one Olympics will not help. Reggie is saying Fred Curley and Marcel Jacobs weren't acknowledged as the fastest in the world, while Noah is. That is true as well, because he's the Olympic winner. Is this the moat? What? Is it his moat why he's the fastest? And he apologized for saying it earlier today. Shelly's a warrior. Courtney saying Shelly's a warrior, and I want her to go out with a bang. The same way how she come in, that's the same way how she should go out. Shelly is just too good not to. Again, Shelly didn't get everything that track and field had to offer. She didn't get the fastest time as a female athlete, because the world record is kind of difficult to reach. But nonetheless, Elaine have the fastest time. She have the double. She's a big deal. It's hard to say track and field glory without saying Elaine. Same as Shelly, but she didn't get the fastest time and she didn't get the amount of Olympic glory as Elaine, but she got the glory nonetheless. She got it from Nike. She have a banner at the headquarters. I didn't know about that one. Yep. Usain Bolt had to fight for that. People really loved Asafa in Jamaica, much more than they loved Usain. It was only after a while then they started to give Usain the respect that he deserved. The gun was too fast for Cliff is saying. They still weren't threatened by Oblique because they think he is a choker, but they better know that we don't play games in the Olympic year. And is this not his first Olympics? I think this is his first Olympics. And I think that Glenn Mills take the Olympic very seriously. As I said before, Glenn Mills is the only coach in the history of coaching who have a sweep in an event. He swept the 200 meters in 2012, where Warren Weir got the bronze, Johan Blake the silver, and Usain Bolt the gold. That was a sweep, and that was the first time by a coach in the men's event. Jamaica, they swept in the women, but they did not sweep by a single coach. So we really should not write off a Glenn Mills coached athlete, especially an athlete who they are doing the proper therapy on. He went to Germany. The training camp was in Germany. Everybody was in Germany, or most people was in Germany. But He was there and he was being treated by the best doctor, or some of the best doctors in the world, to get ready for competition. So this is not just going off of what is possible. We're going off of one of the best coach in the world who had the best result in the world ever. He swept in 200 meters. He coached an athlete to two world records. One of them, which got equaled by both Tyson Gay and Johan Blake, but the other one is unmatched. And the closest to that record is the Olympic record, which is 963, also by Usain Bolt. So Glenn Mills is really no joke. He's a very good coach, and the results is there to show it. Journal Kellin said, can drug lord Mitchell repeat what Mills did? You have the opportunity to do it. The entire 100-meter camp, the entire 100-meter team is under him. But the simple fact that Melissa Jefferson is very hungry, she's hungry and she's capable, but I don't see her beating Julian Alfred. I do not see Melissa beating Julian Alfred. And I do not see her beating Sherika Jackson. But I see Sha'Carri winning. I can see Sha'Carri taking the win. Sherika, Elaine, and Shelly wasn't part of MVP when they swept. No, it was 3 different camps at that time. It was MVP, was it Elite? MVP Elite, and Hera, New Hera. MVP Elite and New Hera. Courtney Montague, today on CNN, they referred to Noah as the fastest man in the world. And I was like, really? They don't know about, but even Google and Alexa found out that Noah is not the fastest. But nonetheless, Noah apologized for all of the misconception and the discrediting and the disrespect. He apologized not long after saying it. He apologized. If he is if he's the fastest, he wouldn't apologize. I can tell you this much about Sha'Carri. She seems feisty and she seems rude, but she would not apologize. Sha'Carri believes that she is the fastest. Nobody's arguing that Sha'Carri is the fastest. Nobody is even hearing her saying it. Noah, he's trying to believe it. That's why he keeps saying it. There you go, Wendy. Noah doesn't believe it. Why would you? But yeah, it's a good day, I think, for track and field. It's the lead up to it's the first day. It's the opening ceremony. A lot of these athletes, they did what they did. They went out there. Some of them, they got their name engraved in Olympic history. They got a chance to be a part of a good experience. Traveled on a few boats. Yeah. They give us some insight into what's going on. We got to see the uniform. It looks good. I think that they gave us something to anticipate for the next 17 days. They'll keep us entertained, and some days after that, we'll still be entertained by them. I think Jamaica wouldn't be what they are in track and field without the USA, but USA definitely can't sleep at night because of what Jamaica is. And they keep us entertained as well. I do believe that the Sports Illustrated list is kind of, I think they only know of the US athletes. And as a result, they made a list just for the US crowd. I think when they find out that I think they found out today. A lot of people was in Paris. A lot of people were in Paris walking around and cheering and showing that they exist as well. But apart from like the swimming, it's just the track and field that they are not able to dominate. It's not just track and field, but track and field is a big part of it. And the Jamaican team, they are able and they're capable and they're doing it. They're taking up a lot of space in spaces that the US would have liked to be a part of. So that's what I think happened with the US. They they want to take that space back. When you talk about the sprints powerhouse, I see they list the US as the strongest and and Jamaica as the second strongest in terms of power, the sprint powerhouse. I don't believe it is true. I think the Jamaica is the strongest in terms of the sprint powerhouse, but because there are so many countries involved in track and field, only in dance hall. That's one of the places that you'll see gymnastics in Jamaica. If you go to a party, like one of those street dance in Jamaica, you'll see gymnasts there. We don't really have a lot of gymnasts in Jamaica, but in dance hall, you'll see a few. But to be honest though, we don't do gymnastics at all. It's not one of the things that the athletes got involved in. Halfway tree, I go hot again. I would love to see halfway tree blocked off, pot cover knocking, people climbing and swinging, going up on top of the bus center, knocking pot cover, showing that Jamaica, Little and Talawa, and them have the biggest crowd. That would be good. That would be good. But the athletes would have to prompt that kind of response from Jamaicans. They would have to do what they need to do. They would have to do the do for the rest of the crowd to come out and support like that. In terms of the powerhouse that I was talking about, the sprint, the ranking, like in terms of country, they have the USA as the top here, number one, Jamaica as number two, Ethiopia as number three, Kenya number four, UK five, Italy six, and sorry, sorry, the gap the gap is very wide between the USA, Jamaica, and the rest of everybody else. But the USA really, I don't consider them to be the powerhouse. I just consider them to be the team with the biggest team in terms of the amount of people involved on the team. Jonathan Kellin said the gold will need to come in. If for the Jamaican crowd to go crazy, the gold will have to come in for real. They'll have to come in, and I think that the sprint, any exciting race will set the tone, and I think the crowd, the team feed off each other. So whenever Jamaica start, it will be a ripple effect. Will be a ripple effect. Wendy, my time is up, unfortunately, and so is mine. I truly appreciate you stopping by. You are definitely a trooper. Appreciate all the interactions from you. Appreciate the sub, appreciate the comments. It was nice as usual. Thank you. I appreciate you, Wendy. Thank you. And I appreciate everybody else who are here. Reggie, big up yourself. I do appreciate you as well. Journey with Kelly, thank you so much for all the interaction, all the comments clipped. Appreciate it. You also kept the commentary going with your comments. It's a commentary. It's a commentary. You guys commentary. Get it? Commentary. We can do it together. Yeah, man. I do appreciate all of you guys. So I will try to go live as frequently as I can. Hopefully, very frequently. And I hope you guys will subscribe so you get a notification whenever I do go live. I will do daily videos as well, just so that we could stay informed. And I appreciate everybody who stopped by. And this is where I'm going to say, I thank you so much for stopping by. I did go through a list of questions here. Why there were no Shelly at the opening ceremony? Why do you think that the brands affect the participation? Do you think that it's because it's a Puma sponsored team? The guys who are Nike and the guys who are Adidas, they weren't welcome. I don't believe that's the case. We touched a few questions. We've gone through a few, and you were here for it. So thank you all so much. Appreciate it. Journey with Kelly. Have a good night. Reggie, have a good night. Appreciate you as well. Clipped, you have a good night. Appreciate you. And I'll sign off here. We're at Narrative. Like, share, and subscribe.